A warm welcome to everybody who has stayed from game number one, and of course all to those who just tuned in as well. If you're wondering what this is actually the excellent Moscow Cup. These are the LAN finals for the event. 4 teams, Team Empire, Virtus.pro, Power Rangers and Oslic Gaming. This is the winner bracket final between Team Empire and Virtus.pro. It's game number 2 as well. Of course, we are Heflatv. My name is Coucher, and once again with me is Mito. And what did you think of game number 1?
Game number 1 was really interesting. It felt like Empire took the control of the game starting from the beginning, from the get-go, and they were just rolling. They were strong. And then after a couple of team fights, it just felt like Virtus.pro pulled off the nice combos and came back in the game. And then the momentum started shifting towards them. And as the game progressed, all of a sudden, with the BKBs online for Team Empire and the huge arrow on NS, the tides have turned again. But this time, Empire, they just ripped the hope out of Virtus.pro and just crushed them. But it was an amazing game to watch. So guys, if you haven't seen it, make sure you do go back and look at it again.
Indeed, that was pretty damn awesome, and well, I'm hoping for a second game just like the first one. We do see one similar hero. I mean, Team Empire. Actually, one weird thing is that Empire is on the dire side 2 games in a row. Is that intentional or?
I have no idea.
Well,
they probably did a coin flip or something at a LAN event.
Might have been, and well, I guess. Nevertheless, they will start out with the Darkseer. So Virtus.pro, Centaur, Warrunner, Treant Protector, Mirana, Shadow Demon. Any of those heroes are possible, and do you think, well, the Treant comes out and second pick? Any suggestions?
Wraith King. I don't know. There's so many potentials that you can pick up the Treant. But eventually, I do hope to see the Treant Tinker combo, where your towers will never go down. You'll see like tier 1 standing at 30 plus minutes into the game. Because myself, I'm a huge Tinker fan, so anytime I see that hero, it's like eyegasm for me.
Well, Tinker Treant, oh my god. I would just bash my head against the wall if I had to play against that. But
oh, yeah.
Virtus.pro, they pick up the Dazzle now, so they have the potential to just infinitely keep heroes alive. Even a little bit globally, thanks to the living armor, of course. And do you have any specific heroes in mind that really like rely on being kept alive? Maybe even something like a Huskar?
Oh, Huskar is an interesting hero. I haven't seen it being played that much. The last time I saw it was by Fnatic. But with Shadow Priest and Treant, Huskar is a very valid candidate, but as well as Wraith King, that hero just won't die with Treant and Dazzle. He's gonna die, he's gonna come back, and he's never gonna die again. But as well as Doombringer, that's another great one. Yeah, I would say they're open to a lot of different kind of heroes, but they have to be aware with these 2 supports, they can't really shut down highly mobile heroes like Puck, Mirana, etc. So the cores would have to do the work in terms of keeping the opponent down. Because, sure, these 2 supports can rotate, it's just not with the highest efficiency, I would say.
Yeah, the Treant definitely needs at least another slower setup stun or something for him to actually get those right clicks in there as well. That hurts so much. But Team Empire, actually, a Gyrocopter as the second pick. Sure, it gives them a lot of teamfight combo with the vacuum and the call down. But is this Gyrocopter gonna be a support or carry one straight off the bat? Because either way, to be honest, maybe even something like an Invoker would have had such a higher impact.
Yeah, more than anything, I would say it's to counteract the Treant. Like, if you look at Darkseer as well as Gyrocopter, the living armor won't last for very long with the Rocket Barrage and the Iron Shell coming in play. Yeah, so I guess as well as just these 2 heroes synergize quite nicely with each other, with the Call Down and Darkseer vacuum more. So, but then once again, Darkseer, he can just about combo with anyone, and I don't feel the necessity of picking up such an early Gyrocopter. I would have liked to seen the Sand King. You know, Sand King, it's so versatile as well. You can be in the jungle all day long, and when you gank, you're gonna run into unsuspecting victims. I'm sorry, I don't know. My tongue is like tied today.
Well, it happens to all of us, and well, I mean, the Sand King definitely would have been such a strong hero. And with the two heroes Virtus.pro currently have, they actually wouldn't have any way to get the Sand King out of the Sandstorm, maybe like a Mirana arrow or just hoof stomp by the center or anything of the like. So even the Sandstorm could have been just really nicely used to maybe avoid dying, avoid giving away a kill, or just for the extra damage. But AA banned out as well, so Virtus.pro, of course, with the Sand King ban and the AA, taking out some more team fight for Team Empire. And well, Virtus.pro themselves now, I've got no idea what they're gonna go for. I don't think, well, I'm hoping for the Huskar, I really am, especially if Team Empire is going for the massive amounts of magic damage.
Yeah, Husker has always been great. And there's another hero that I've been dying to see a lot more of, and that's Tusker. Tusk, that hero, I mean, the snowball, essentially, it's so OP. Can you imagine you're a Sand King, right? And then you blink in with the epicenter, and then suddenly you have that snowball that just brings everyone in, and your epicenter goes completely to waste.
I actually have to admit that I have not seen the new snowball ever in action.
Oh man, it's so disgustingly good. There was one game where I think Navi used it, and Phonic, he was playing as the offlane Tusk, and he just saved so many lives with it, with the snowball, dodging like Star Storm, dodging epicenters, dodging all these big spells. It's annoying to deal with.
Which way around was it actually? The players have to click on the snowball or the snowballer has to click on the players?
So what you do initially is you click the skill, you click on the opponent, and then the snowball will form. And then all you need to do is right-click your teammates to bring them into the snowball.
Okay,
and
so it's all about the Tusk player himself being able to save his teammates.
Yes, but he has to be within a 400 range. Otherwise, he cannot bring the players into the snowball.
Okay, got it. But well, we do see the draft evolve a little bit with Centaur being picked up by Virtus.pro, giving them some nice burst potential, of course. And the Stampede, it's really good. That spell is just so sick. You can use it for initiation, counter initiation, or just running away. But Team Empire, they're the ones to grab themselves the Wraith King this time around. And even the Centaur, if he jumps on the Wraith King, if he bursts him down twice, the Centaur has nowhere to run after that.
Oh yeah, for sure. You go in for round one. I don't even know if your round one burst is enough to take down the Wraith King. And he would just turn on you. And I like the Team Empire's composition right now. With the Wraith King and Gyrocopter, it just feels like it's a lane that's not very scared of the Centaur. Centaur, it's a hero that if you're a hero with low base damage, especially like supports, and you want to zone him out, it's such a nuisance to deal with. Every time you click him, that return, it just hurts you a little bit. And bit by bit, it builds up, and suddenly, when you get too close because you're trying to zone, Centaur just turns on you. Hoof Stomp, Double Edge, and your supports die. It reminds me somewhat of the old Timbersaw. Like when Timbersaw first was used competitively in the offlane, he could just take on a tri-lane all by himself and even turn it around.
Oh, the Timbersaw is a freaking sick hero, I have to say. But Empire, I'm predicting a puck for them. Especially as they ban out the OD, so they don't want the puck to get wrecked in the mid lane, I guess. And yeah, I mean, just the OD ban makes it so easy to predict the puck being picked up, especially if you run a team fight oriented lineup.
Yeah, and Puck, when it's up against Invoker, in professional games at least, it seems to have the edge until roughly level 7 onwards, when Invoker's Force Spirit starts becoming more and more potent. But by that time, Puck is already all over the place. He's going to be ready to gank. If supports rotate over, that's going to be a kill on the Invoker as well, because you can't run off that Dream Coil. And it just synergizes with everything else they have. They have the Gyrocopter, they have the Darkseer. So Team Empire, their draft is looking extremely solid. Whereas Virtus.pro, it's looking great as well. I mean, I'm just surprised to see Invoker all the way into the 4th pick.
Yeah, that's really surprising. And well, now a Razor banned by Empire as well. I guess the Razor actually could be really annoying with the Treant as well as the Dazzle keeping him alive. Just easy damage drain. And well, the Invoker at the moment, they actually don't have any proper setup for the Sunstrike, so I'm actually guessing that maybe going for Wex, especially against the Wraith King.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a Tinker. This looks kind of familiar, a bit of a deja vu. But will they do it? Oh man.
Well, especially if Invoker went for the Exort, had the Forge Spirits, that would be an extra unit for the Tinker to TP to as well. So everywhere the Invoker goes, the Tinker could come there as well. I mean, it's possible, but if they go for the Tinker, they're gonna have a really, really hard time if it goes past like 30 minutes or so.
Oh yeah, it's very mid-game centric. But should you get a really fat Tinker, and Tinker as of late, it's always like, it feels like Bloodstone is the first go-to item before you get anything else. So you have the tank ability, so you can defend towers, constantly spamming out all of your nukes and your arsenals. But if you can get, say, a Dagon 5 E-Blade, then suddenly you have a very good late game carry. Okay, so it's gonna be a Viper, and this is just as nasty, I suppose, in its own ways. Oh, so this is gonna be an Invoker carry, I believe, and letting the Viper go mid.
Yeah, it might very well be. They can actually run this multiple ways. Well, Viper
Oh no.
played by Illidan, so it's gonna be a tri-lane Viper, and I guess they actually might go aggressive, Invoker mid lane, and yes, Centaurs.
Yeah, so this is one of the downside of like professional gamers, right? As soon as you see who's playing what hero, you can kind of predict somewhat of the roles those heroes are gonna be.
That's why I love
Gonna play the
DK.
swapping game.
Just Mushi and Ice, just mixing it up all the time.
Oh, so what's happening?
Just the mandatory pause at the start of the game. Just has to be done. It's like a professional game has professional players, of course, like known organizations and everything, and it has to have a pause. It's not a game without it, but I guess just going over the lineups fast, starting with Virtus.pro on the Radiant side, NS will be playing the Dazzle, leaving Illidan to play the Viper, God of course as their mid laner is on the Invoker, leaving Jotun to play the Tree and Protector, and actually Arsart running into the off lane. And well, I mean, after you introduce Empire, I'll just ask a few questions.
Huh? Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Yeah, you can go for Empire. I'll just rant on
okay.
after that.
Awesome. So we're gonna have Mag playing as the offlane Darkseer, running down very early to plant that Observer Ward. Down at mid, we have Resolution, gonna be as a mid solo puck, and he's gotten pulled quite a bit, starting out with extremely high stats. At top, we're gonna have the Tralin from Silent as a carry on the Gyrocopter. Vanscore gonna be playing as a support Wraith King, and we're gonna have Always Wanna Fly as a support Leshrac. So this Tralin, it's gonna be hard to go up against. You have 2 stuns, essentially even 3 stuns if Gyrocopter ever decides to go for the homing missile, and you have plenty of nukes and damage over time.
Yeah, the amount of lockdown and burst is sick on them, but what I wanted to ask is Illidan, or overall not Illidan, but the just general lineup of them, if they went for the Viper now, is it actually smart to go for the Viper and farm him up safe lane? Will it be worth it, or?
It's not a bad choice. It's interchangeable with the Invoker, but I suppose I personally I would prefer to have the Invoker playing as a safe lane carry in this particular lineup and have the Viper just dominate the puck. Because Viper with this matchup, it feels like you're putting a matchup where Invoker is gonna do okay against Resolution, but not that well. Whereas the Viper, it would just completely crush the puck.
Well, yeah. Would the Invoker be a bit better against Darkseer, or is the Viper better in that regard? I guess the slows don't really affect the Darkseer at all.
Yeah, that one, it doesn't really make much of a difference, I suppose.
Yeah, and actually, God, he's going for the Expert Mag. Takes a lot of harassment from the leech and just the right clicks of Jotun. The 3 and right clicks, something not to be underestimated.
Yeah, but at least Mag, he's still got a little bit of XP. Whereas Centaur, it feels like if he ever gets too close, that's the end of him.
Yeah,
And here
there's
comes
just
the harassment.
so much potential damage, even on level 1. And actually, one thing about the Centaur, the return, I think it's so retarded that you can take return damage even if you actually don't finish your right click.
Yeah, exactly. The return actually procs before that damage actually comes out. So if you ever try to attack him and cancel the animation, you still take the damage. Yeah, I agree with you. That's just ridiculous. And kind of retarded as well.
It certainly is. I mean, I understand the return. I mean, quite annoying overall, but if you just fog him, or if the Centaur fogs the other one, he doesn't take any damage from the right click, but still dishes out with the return. I mean, I guess you just have to deal with it. And Vanskor, he actually went for a single pull now. I'm just hoping he can get the double pull, unless they really want to go aggressive and go for the tower, which I don't
And
think
oh
they
my
will do.
goodness. You look at the mid lane, and already you see the puck just pulling so far ahead in terms of last hits and denies.
Wow.
Invoker only has 3 and 1, and puck has 15 and 4. Man,
Shouldn't an Exort Invoker have a slightly better time last hitting?
not during the early game. Like, he needs a little bit of time. He needs to get the levels before he can start contesting a puck. He needs to have the Force Spirit to be able to tank and just zone out Resolution completely. But now the bottle is coming towards Resolution. And look at the pathing of the courier as well. Did it deliver something in top, or is it just avoiding a courier snipe?
I think
Because
it is,
Treant
although-
is one of... Treant, he is the only hero in the game that has enough damage to instantly one-shot a courier.
Well, I mean, I guess it would have been possible, but I'm not actually too sure what the reasoning was behind it. He may... I guess he hasn't really seen the Treant after he actually initially harassed the Darkseer. And actually there's some really nice stacking already going on by NS.
Oh, there shall be no stacks in the off lane for Mag. The illusion is just going in.
Well, he can still get them at some point a little bit later, although unless he just rotates into the jungle. And do you think that's actually something he should be considering, just rotating into the jungle and sacking the off lane?
Yeah, absolutely. There's nobody nobody else on his team that needs the jungle. But I guess his role in this team right now is to be in the offlane position, so he can constantly stack up for the Gyrocopter before he starts taking those stacks. But I do feel he needs to get levels of his own first. He should prioritize a little bit more himself, because Gyrocopter, it's gonna be a Helmet Dominator before he even attempts at taking the stack, I would say.
Yeah, he definitely needs that, and well, he's actually maxing out Flak Cannon at the moment, so that won't be an issue for him. And actually always want to fly, he's stacking off his own a little bit as well. So they just want to make sure to maximize the farm, both teams that is, and always want to fly on the Leshrac. Actually, he's going for the Lightning Storm max at least on the first 3 levels, as he has 2 points in Lightning Storm.
Oh, so this is a completely different build from the Leshracs that we've seen yesterday. And always want to fly with the Lightning Storm, and that slow 0.5 seconds. Be great to see what I can do. But I guess if you're gonna push towers, wouldn't having Diabolic Edict be a lot more helpful?
Oh, they're going for the kill. Rayfire Blast to start things up. Earth Splitter hits as well, and Rocket Barrage. I mean, couldn't have asked for an easier first blood, and actually Vanskor getting it, so Silent won't get the extra gold, but I think it's actually nice for the Wraith King to get some early farm, maybe even be able to transition into a semi-carry of sorts later.
So yeah, I mean, why not? Wraith King is a hero with plenty of potentials, and just having so much gold on him, it's always beneficial. I mean, as a carry, you're gonna get the farm anyways, but just giving some of the resource. Dota now is a game where all your heroes matter. Your supports are crucial to how the game will play out. It's no longer those old 4 Protect 1 where all the farm is centralized on the carry, and I feel this is great. Just giving some stuff to the Wraith King. If he wants to, he can even rush a Blink Dagger, not too far from it, about halfway there.
That would be pretty sick, to be honest. They support Wraith King with like 8-minute blink or so, although he doesn't have any fast ways to actually farm up the stacks, whereas Leshrac does. And overall, Tooth actually, well, I guess Leshrac in a farming support role can achieve more than a Wraith King can.
True, Leshrac also has huge damage output potentials if it has the mana pool to help him sustain. So yeah, I'm loving this Empire lineup. I haven't seen Leshrac for quite a bit, and it feels like it's always good to see him come back into the scene, as well as Gyrocopter. I feel like this hero is kind of faded as well.
Yeah, teams definitely don't want to utilize that hero as much. I guess it's really strong early game with the Rocket Barrage, of course, just the magic damage output. And he can farm up the Ancients as well, which is definitely also a benefit. Because lots of teams actually don't even use their Ancients to its full extent. But wow, look at Mag, he's going way deep. He has the Surge, of course, so there's no stuns on Virtus.pro at all. Like, the only stun is the Cold Snap, as well as the Hoof Stomp. So
Quick, where's the Disruptor?
yeah, if only they had that one. And God actually mid lane now, he's catching up a little bit to the puck. Of course, getting higher levels in the Exort, getting the Forge Spirit to help out harassing the puck as well as just getting the last hits. It's 36 and 12 for Resolution. We've got sitting on 31 and 7, so it's rather even. Safe laners, 48 and 18 on Silent, whereas Illidan sitting on 47 and 10. So across the board, both teams are just farming up. Even the supports have similar last hit numbers.
Yeah, but Empire, they're farming up so much more efficiently. They have so many jungle stacks. They just took one big jungle stack over here, and now they're taking another one over here. And the heroes are just getting more and more farm. And I feel this would just escalate more and more, because you look at Empire, the lineup is a lineup that's very capable of taking multiple stacks. I would say in this scenario, why go for a Wraith King? Might as well have grabbed a Naga Siren and gone for quad stacks every minute or so. And I haven't seen that done in a professional game, but it's very, very fun when you see Naga Siren just doing quad stacks all over the place.
Well, that would be a sick amount of farm. And actually, one thing that Mag, he wanted to farm up the jungle, but 2 camps had mod golems in them, so he's like, screw this, guys, I'm just gonna go back to the offlane. Maybe try to prevent the supports from going away, but just look at this, they're free manning the stack now on Virtus.pro, just leaving the mid lane unattended and the top lane. Yeah, they get the kill with the cooldown and always wanna fly. Landed the split earth as well, thanks to the slow of the lightning storm, I guess.
Man, this Centaur is having such a rough time. Only level 4 in 8 minutes. And, wow, okay, so he barely just completed his Tranquil Boots. Without the Blink Dagger, it feels like the Sunstrike combination just won't come for Virtus.pro. And I guess, like you said, there's not enough good setups for that Sunstrike. The only thing you're looking at right now is pretty much a Centaur Stomp with the Blink Dagger initiation. But it's just not happening anytime soon. And God, he's also one of the few players that I see actually get bottle on Invoker. It feels like most players just prefer to have that Ring of Basilius so that all your Force Spirits have a little bit more armor and that tiny bit of mana regen. I believe it's like 40 mana regen per minute. Something ridiculously low, but it does help you a little bit more. And it kind of, it's enough to cover your Cold Snap Force Spirit combination.
Well, I guess maybe it works out for him. I guess we will see. And actually he's sitting on 1.8k gold. Do you think he's still going for a Hand of Midas now?
Absolutely. I don't think there are very, very few scenarios as an Invoker where you wouldn't go for the Hand of Midas, because Invoker is just a hero that benefits exceptionally well from having the Hand of Midas. He needs items, he needs levels. What's better than a Hand of Midas? Plus, you can always have the global support. All you need is that Sunstrike during the early game phase.
Oh, poor Arsart. I think he's gonna go down. There's the Haste Runner Resolution, Dream Coil to start things up with Brave Fire Blast. There's the Lightning Storm. Actually, the Living Armor giving him so much Illidan with the mech as well. Illidan, no mana, gets the Magic Stick, and now always wanna fly, nowhere to run with the Viper Strike on him. Sunstrike will be off target, but it doesn't matter, and a really nice turn of events suddenly for Virtus.pro. Illidan TPing in, and of course Living Armor, level 3, and completely underestimating the damage mitigation and just the healing from that ability.
Oh man. So finally, Virtus.pro got themselves on the board, and he's getting closer and closer to his level 6, and I think that's going to be pretty good. They have the mech, so they are looking to fight a little bit more. And wow, okay, so this is, if I were Arzar, I feel quite sad right now. The Triumph Protector is the same level as him.
Wow, well, they go in, the cooldown comes out, it completely whiffs everyone, and now he's slowed down as well. And as Rocket Barrage, he has to use the Shallow Grave. I think he'll survive though, and Arsart, he's nature guised up. He's going for the sneaky plays. Ninja action, Hoofstomp actually connects Sunstrike as well. Oh my god, what a combination. They actually managed to set it up. Silent wants to go aggressive with the level 3 Rocket Barrage. Can't really go 1v3 though.
Oh man, who needs Blink Dagger when you have Nature's Guys?
Yeah, it's really nice for the extra movement speed as well. It's 10% if I'm correct, yeah. So, I mean, Virtus.pro, they're not doing that bad at the moment, especially as Arsart has his level 6, so Stampede is available. 900 gold as well, still halfway to the Blink Dagger, so it won't be fast by any means. But if he can continue like this, it won't be delayed by too much either.
Yeah, and no matter how much tower harassment Empire puts out, if they can't take the tower in 1 or 2 pushes, you know Jotun is just going to heal them right back up. So Yeah, it's not bad for Virtus.pro as of now, but you gotta remember they're a very mid-game centric lineup, and dragging this late will not look good for them.
Yeah, it probably would not. Although at the moment they actually are in a position to maybe take this in there. Oh god, Silent. Jotun comes in, he has the leech hit. There's NS as well. There's the double slows coming out. Silent, rocket barrage, a lot of damage. The Sunstrike comes out, but the cooldown is there. Will it be enough? It will not. Not even close, to be honest. But still, I mean, he tried, but what the hell was he doing farming up the enemy jungle like that?
Oh, he's a true baller. He's got balls of steel. But don't you feel this game is a little bit reminiscent of the previous game? It feels like Empire, they get off to a strong start and they slowly let loose, and it feels like Empire, I mean, Virtus.pro just find their footing in the game. And right now, look at it. Empire started out with 2-0, and now Virtus.pro, they're leading 3-2.
Yeah, and it just shows in the graphs as well. The gold graph actually went 3k towards Empire's favor, just like in game number 1, like you pointed out. It's now down to almost 1000, as well as the XP. It was around 1.5k for Empire suddenly, around 1k for Virtus.pro instead, so... Yeah, they
Look at
start
this magical
off
fella.
bad. Oh, there's a Blink Dagger on puck now though.
Not only that, not just the puck. There's a blink dagger on this magical guy in the
Whoa.
in the fountain.
Oh my god! Oh, Vanscore. That's gonna be huge. Just
Oh,
double
yeah,
Blink
he's just-
Dagger, nobody can escape. Although the Viper, he's really tanky. It's the thing with the Viper is as well, you can't really ignore him in the fights, but you can't really focus him either, if he's, especially if the safe lane farmer role. He has the mech, has a point booster on top of it, and power treads.
This is the perfect game for a Wraith King with Blade Mail. If he goes in, are you gonna Viper Strike the Wraith King if he turns on the Blade Mail? Most likely not, right? Then he's just gonna go chop, chop, chop and have a great time.
And who doesn't like to chop? But actually, in the later stages of the game, once Vanscore has actually leveled up, the lifesteal aura, the vampiric aura, it's gonna be extremely beneficial for the Gyro as well.
Oh yeah. And Leshrac can always transition into somewhat of a semi-carry, or even with enough items a full carry. But right now he doesn't have as much money as Vanscore, so it's gonna be a long time if they ever get there.
I'm not sure if they planned it that way, but oh, Chotten,
Shit.
just, I mean, that one point in Nature Skies, it's helped them so much so far. He has the Overgrowth
Yeah.
as well. I mean, Overgrowth is a nice setup for the Sunstrike, of course. Even the Chaos Meteor can do a lot of damage there with the Deafening Blast.
Yeah, I mean that was unfortunate. Empire, they knew, they pinged him out, they saw him, but the supports were not carrying detection, so
It sucks
they were
to be
never
a
gonna
support.
catch it. Yeah. Yeah, in our team we have a saying called LOTS. It's called Life of the Support. Like, you end up with the most deaths, and generally in a lot of games, because you're saving your teammates, blah blah blah, you have the least amount of farm, and you're underappreciated. Because most of the time people just look at the carry or the mid solo, and like, oh, amazing plays, big plays, oh, huge items.
Oh, bottom lane, the Surge up onto Vanscore, the Blink as well, they stun up Illidan. Actually, do they have enough? The Iron Shield does some decent amount of damage. Resolution, a nice Waning Rift, Mech comes out, but the Dream Coil, Sunstrike as well, actually hits on Mag, and Illidan's still alive, another Ray Flash, there's the Vacuum. Oh god, the Overgrowth onto Free as well, Leech Hit to just heal them up, but oh, Always Wanna Fly is there, doesn't get the Lightning Storm off quite, and Vanscore, oh, he didn't get to pop the Magic Stick before, and now Always Wanna Fly slowed down as well. He gets the Lightning Storm, call down, does come out, it's on 2 heroes. Oh god, what a Waning Rift by Resolution. He blinks back in, 3 heroes down, 4-2, and now Chotum nowhere to run, because Illusory Orb, it's gonna track you down. So 4-4-2, losing only the supports, and Arsad comes in as well, but Resolution, no mana for him to continue. But it looked pretty decent for Virtus.pro at some point, I have to say, but the cooldown, it was spot on, and just Resolution coming back with the level 4 Waning Rift, oh god.
Vanscore shouldn't even have died in that fight. He had 10 Magic Stick charges that he could have popped, but he didn't.
I think
And
he
that's
got Cold Snap proc just at the exact moment or something, I'm not too sure, but yeah, it would have been even better for them, just Wraith King coming back, slowing everybody, another 2 or 3 Wraith Fire Blasts as well. But even with that small mistake, it still went in their favor, so that's, I mean, looking bad for Virtus.pro.
alright. So after this stack, it should be more than enough to have a BKB for Silent. Oh man, so Gyro, he's definitely on the fast track with already 122 last hits, and these are Black Dragons, so that's another 200 gold each. Man, this guy is gonna be bloody rich.
Yeah, I mean, Gyrocopter can be really scary. Looking at the net worth as well, he's sitting at 9.2k compared to the highest farmer on Virtus.pro, which is God with his Hand of Midas. And actually, he's going for a Necrobook now, almost has a level 2. After this dragon, actually will have enough, maybe, or be pretty damn close to it. So, the Necrobook, do you think it's actually going to be worth it? Because apart from the Necro, they actually don't have any form of push except for the Dazzle keeping the creep wave alive. Oh,
Well,
top lane though, always want to fly. There's the Overgrowth to start things out. Sunstrike, easy hit, and nothing for him to do in the split earth misses.
Well, Necrobooks. If you can get mass Necrobooks before... Hey, right now I forgot. If you BKB, you kill a Necrobook unit. You don't take any damage, right? If I'm
Yeah,
correct.
it's right. Oh,
Yeah,
bottom
yeah.
lane, a massive fight in vacuum wall. The Dream Coil already came out. And well, nobody stayed yet, but Arshard, he's just barely limping away. Very Fire Blast to finish up the kill. But only losing one there, I guess it's not too bad. But oh, Vanscore wants to go for more, of course. Just balls deep with the Wraith King. A nice silence once again. Ray Fire Blast on top. Rocket Barrage and God. Oh, Ghost Walk. What a clutch one. The sentry comes out. Is it too late? He's just on the edge. He should have just kept on running. A Resolution wants to go for more. Wants to get the courier and will be successful. Easy goal for them. If they get the tier 1 tower on top. Oh God,
He's not
Illidan.
done.
No
He's chasing
TP for him.
NS.
He has the living armor. Wants to go for always one fly. Break Fire Blast to start things up. Split Earth to follow. And well, Empire, they have so much momentum going for them. They're just dictating the pace of the game.
Yeah, they're in full control. And yeah, I mean, if you can amass tons of, say, Necrobook 3s before the Gyrocopter gets a BKB, then sure. When you flat cannons, it's going to be instant death for Silent. But now he's got that BKB. He's going to be fine. Like, he's just going to stand his ground. And I don't see him falling anytime soon.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of farm. Actually, all of them are getting just so much farm. Even the Puck now, and I guess we should take another look at the graphs just to see how they skyrocket towards Empire. And well, XP graph suddenly nearing 7.5k, as well as gold. Actually, it looks like they're almost identical with the XP. I mean, VP had a little bit more at some point, but otherwise, the plummeting, it's just both for the same graphs. Or same for the both graphs, whatever. And actually, Wraith King goes down as Arshard picks him off mid lane. I guess the Blink Dagger coming into effect finally.
Oh, so now we gotta look at, say, Virtus.pro dead in the back foot. What are their comeback mechanics in this game?
Well, they don't actually have a hell of a lot of those. A Viper, not a scary late game carry at all. I mean, he's just a mid game, so annoying with all the slows. And well, him maxing out Nether Toxin. What is the actually go-to Viper build? Do you max out the poison attack or Nether Toxin, or how do you usually build a Viper for it to have the most effect?
I guess it really depends on the game. But having the max Nether Toxin as well as just having the corrosive skin, it gives you very, very nice damage output. But having the poison attack, right, it provides additional slow. So if the opponent are heroes that don't have good maneuverability and escape, then poison attack is pretty good. But when you're up against, say, Puck, Darkseer, Wraith King, it's not all that efficient to max out the poison attack. Well, right now, I think Virtus.pro, right, they need an insane invoker. So at this moment, when you look at that G, right, somewhat in your heart, you hope he can play like Grimarim and just have those like insane 27 combo spells, whatnot, like the, what's it? Tornado, EMP, Meteor, Blast, and then Refresh, and then so on and so forth. He needs to become a one-man army. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, at the moment, he has the Necro level 3 finished up, and Hand of Midas is continually running as well. So he's getting a pretty decent amount of farm. He's the only one who can remotely try to catch up to the heroes of Empire. Because Viper, I mean, not the fastest farmer by any means at all. And of course, with the Forge Spirits, as well as the Necrobooks, they have a decent amount of pushing potential. But when they're going for tier 1 Empire, just grab themselves the ages. And if Silent wasn't hard enough to bring down before, he sure is now. And oh god, Resolution, he's getting dangerously close to his goddamn Hex already.
Oh wow. So That's yeah. I mean, just basically two more creep wave, and he's gonna have it. And something I want to mention is like Invoker. Even if you give him a sheep stick right now, let's just say
Oh, they find Chotum, they see him, they had the sentry ward. He goes out, there's the overgrowth. Silent might be in trouble, the BKB about to wear off. There's the slows, he uses the cooldown. They should be fine. Mag is there as well, he has the level 4 vacuum. Will he go for the counter initiate? Silent surged up, Mag blinks himself out. And Silent actually can't do anything, but Jotun drops low. There's the vacuum onto 2. A little bit too late, but the wall comes out nevertheless. There's the mech by Illidan as well, and now no BKB and Silent. They can't initiate though, or counter initiate or whatever. I guess I don't even know who. Virtus.pro definitely came out ahead there, making Darkseer use the wall as well as getting rid of the Aegis and the 10-second BKB, or that was 9-second BKB. So it was worth for VP.
But is it though? I'm sure they removed the Aegis, but ultimately nobody else died from Empire. All they need to do is just wait a little bit. And right now, there's a sheep stick on Puck already. So now Empire can look to even play even more aggressively. And in terms of Invoker, I say even if we give him a sheep stick, is that enough? And I have to say no. He needs his team, not just him. His team needs a lot more items. And this game, it feels like if it has to go late, they should have been the team that was dominating during the early game, all the way until like mid-late game. Eventually, for Empire to farm up, and then the game will become even. But Empire with their lineup, just having the advantage in early game phase, it feels like they've pretty much secured it, unless they make really big mistakes.
Do you think it could have been avoided with maybe Virtus.pro going for the aggressive tri lane instead of the safe one and send the centaur up against the Darkseer?
I think it would have been a better choice, but I'm not too sure if they can win the trialing to begin with. Sure, they have the Sunstrike, but I'm just not too convinced. I know Trian's very strong in aggressive trialing, but I just don't really see it working out for them. I felt like if they put the Invoker in a safe lane farming and letting Viper mid, they would have came out on top in terms of having two lanes won. And then having the mid-game items, they can start their push. But you saw how much Invoker got delayed in the beginning. Like he just couldn't
Mech
contest.
goes in, hey, 2-man vacuum. Resolution goes Stream Coil to follow up on the 2. The mech comes out, but there's Vanscore coming in. A nice splitter, 3 heroes. There's the meatball flying out, but 2 heroes already down. Actually, the Chaos Meteor did a lot of damage, but it's not enough. Brave King slowing down ours at the wall, even deployed, and Illidan nowhere for him to run as well, as he's surrounded by 5 enemy heroes, and ultra kill for Always Wanna Fly. Leshrac, just constant lightning storm spam and dishing out the damage.
Yeah. Leshrac OP. Nah, but with Virtus.pro having four heroes down, I think this might be the push. They can. Do they need to keep going? Alright, no, they're too low. So I'm wrong once again. Every time I say something, like it just goes the opposite. So I think for the streamers, I mean for the viewers out there, maybe they should never take my word and just go for the exact opposite.
Well, Caster's Curse, and I really like what Empire is doing now. Namely, Vanscore going for the gem 25 minutes in, just to make sure, of course, that Jotun isn't hanging around in with the Nature Skies or saving his teammates with it. And just getting complete map control with it. If they achieve map control now on top of what they already have, it's gonna be a really hard uphill battle for Virtus.pro. I'm not saying that they have no chances. The chances are just slim for them.
Yeah, and now they have 0 lockdown for Gyrocopter, because before they have Jotum with Overgrowth, but now he has BKB and Mental Style. So how are you gonna hold him down? And he still has 3.6k gold, and he's gonna buy up an Eagle Song. So not too far from a Butterfly. And I don't think this is a game where he's gonna throw around and get Ethereal Blade, right? Dude, I'm making the call for Butterfly, but I never make the right call.
Wait, I think with this one you're pretty safe. I don't know the exact stats, but I think a Ethereal Blade Gyrocopter maybe happens like maximum 2 out of 100 games. But Silent, he goes in. There's the Viper Strikes to slow him down. He has the BKB if need be. Already used the Meta Style. He's actually stunned up as well. Has to put down the cooldown. That slow actually might be enough from the cooldown. Vanscore wants to help out as well. Will stun up. The Overgrowth BKB'd out by Silent. He's safe for the timing. Resolution coming in, killing off Arsart somewhere elsewhere, and Silent going for the man fight. A nice splitter once again, nearly done. He's actually gonna fall before he kills Silent, as will Chotum. 4 heroes down. They didn't even kill Silent. I mean, they just completely dove on him. 4 to 5 heroes all on him, and they still didn't manage to kill him.
Yeah, and props to Silent. He was so patient with his BKB. He knew if he used his BKB, he would instantly get Overgrowth down, so he held on to it. And as soon as the Overgrowth came, BKB continues to run, and, well, timely supports came in a timely fashion, and they turned it around once again. And Virtus.pro, man, that was looking pretty good for them at first, but they just overextended. When you go so far and the tier 2 is not down, you gotta expect Empire to have the supports come and rotate in and just help him out.
Oh god, I mean, those rotations and Team Empire overall, of course they drafted a team fighting oriented lineup, but they've just been spot on in actually executing as well. And now they just back off. The Viper Strike actually comes out on Silent, but what's a level 4 surge, 7.5 seconds of hasted movement speed. And they have the Blink Daggers as well. Oh, they use the Stampede! If they don't catch up now, that's just an ultimate down the drain. And all the meanwhile, Resolute takes care of the tier 2 on the top lane.
Yeah, because of the way the game was set up, Centaur in the off lane, he just couldn't get the fast enough levels. So I don't know if you get the same feeling as me, but it just feels like this Centaur essentially had 0 impact in the game. He just couldn't do very much.
Yeah, he definitely hasn't been like... Actually, it definitely feels like he's been invisible in this game, more or less. Just a phantom 5th hero for them. I mean, just I really haven't felt his presence or seen his presence at all.
Yeah, virtually non-existent. It's a pity, but I wanted to see, like, I haven't seen this in an extremely long time, but a Centaur who doesn't even bother to get Blink Dagger, just goes straight for like 5 hearts or 6 hearts and just use that Stampede to instantly one-shot someone.
Oh, I mean, the Centaur definitely can be pretty sick. I've actually seen a Centaur rampage as well in a game, so it can be done. And Chotum, oh, they want to kill off Resolution if they manage to do so, but he has the phase shift. Resolution, there's the Sunstrike as well. It actually will connect. He's dropping so low. He didn't even have any time to react with the phase shift. I mean, haste, of course, can't even go out when the overgrowth is on you, so a really nice kill. And Silent, he just came in alone, but there's nothing that Virtus.pro can do about the Gyrocopter, who's sitting at 19k net worth. When you're looking at the highest on Virtus.pro being 12k.
Oh, they saw the smoke.
Oh, I mean, if they find them now, this is the best opportunity. There's no Puck, no Hex, no Dream Coil to lock them down. But they just can't go for it. They're forced to play so defensively, even with one man down. They can't really go balls deep at all.
Yeah, and even with 4 players, it's like as if they can't even take down Silent by himself.
Oh, Arsart, he actually blinks into the enemies almost, just in the midst of them. They will have the stun. There's the Diabolic Edict with the Lightning Storm, and Arsart, he's tanky with the Hood of Defiance. But oh, God comes in as well. Was it a mistake by Jimenez? Is there... Oh, nice dodge by Silent, but BKB activated. Flak Cannon as well. Vanscore from the sidelines shot him. Nothing for him to do except for Overgrowth and maybe hope for Illidan to get away. Oh, the Vacuum stops the TP. There's the Lightning Storms to slow him down. Fire Blast to fly as well and make it a team wipe. Well, I mean, yeah, that has to be GG, and that's exactly what they do call.
Yep, so Leshrac, true carry.
Yeah, I mean, 13 Bloodstone charges is pretty sick. I mean, don't even know what to say except for really nice execution by Empire. Once again, like game number 1, you pointed out as well, they start out strong, falter a little bit, but then just come back even stronger. Oh god.
Yeah.
But thanks to everybody, of course, who tuned in. There are more games, but they start tomorrow at 9 CET. That's the loser bracket, game number 1, loser bracket final, as well as the grand final will be played all tomorrow in succession. And of course, if you enjoyed what we did, make sure to follow us on Twitch, on Facebook, on Twitter to know when we're going on live, and of course youtube.com/Heflatv to see all the votes of these games. I'm actually going to start doing the votes after this game right away anyway to get them up. But yeah, a great game, especially by Team Empire, just such nice execution. And well, my name is Coucher, with me was Mito. Any last words?
Yeah, it's a pleasure to cast with you, man. It's always good fun. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
I guess that's it now. I'm just gonna play a few songs, just chill out in the stream, interact with the viewers now, and start cutting them votes. Yeah, thanks all for tuning in once again. You guys are awesome, and that's us.